everybody, this is the Wikstrand. So I can very vividly remember when I was walking out of the cinema after having seen this movie, and I will tell you this, I was stumbling out of the theater. I wasn't walking. I was filled to the brim with absolute excitement, and I couldn't wait to buy this movie on DVD because I wanted to see it again and again and again and again. I didn't have, extreme expectations for it, despite this movie having arguably one of the greatest trailers I've ever seen. It's the one with the puppet. If you search for the game trailer and the puppet, you will see a very disturbing and completely unusual trailer which tells you everything and nothing at the same time. It is brilliant. When I went in, as I said, didn't have super expectation or anything like that, but this movie just blew me out of the water. It blew the socks out of my ears. And this might sound like hyperbole, but this is actually one of the single greatest movies that David Fincher, one of my absolute favorite directors of all time, it is one of his best movies of all time. And, considering his filmography, that is saying something. But what is this movie about and why is it so great? That's what we're gonna find out today. This is my review of The Game. It's just a game. It's just a game. Nicholas Van Orton, played by Michael Douglas in his best role of all time. Screw you, Wall Street. This is the best power suit wearing Michael Douglas that has ever been portrayed on the big screen. He's an investment banker living in San Francisco. He's divorced. He doesn't see, his children that much. He has very little contact with anybody else except, his maid and the members of the board of the bank and, stuff like that. And it is his birthday. And one of the rare people that, he has some kind of interactions with is his brother Conrad, played by Sean Penn. Not one of my favorite actors of all time, but I can tolerate him in this movie. But arguably, you could make the argument for that. You could have replaced him with just a good actor and it would have been equally good. But he's pretty good in this movie anyway. So, what do you give the man who has everything, he asks, and provides Nicholas with a gift card of some kind. It is for CRS, Consumers Recreation Services. When Nicholas asks, what is this? He says that it'll make your life fun. Call that number, Conrad says. He's very vague about it, but he says that it has changed his life, forever. Nicholas is a little bit hesitant about, using this thing, but fate would have it that he stumbles across Consumer Recreation Services and he takes a chance at it. And he asks, the sales guy in there, what is this? What are you selling? Well, it's a game, he says. And he says that we, provides whatever is missing. And, it's like taking a vacation, but you don't go to it, it comes to you. So he thinks that this is some kind of a role-playing thing, and reluctantly he sort of kind of takes the tests and, stuff like that. And then things happen that may or may not be connected to the game. It seems to be a bunch of pranks, very elaborate ones at that. But Nicholas is not amused by this and wants them to quit. But somehow CRS seems to have vanished from the face of the earth. What is going on here? Does this have something to do with, his business deals? Or is it some kind of a sick prank by somebody? Or is it something darker that is going on here? And, the frail bond between the brothers is put to the absolute test because Conrad seems to be more and more paranoid. What is the game? What is it about? What are all these keys and, various items that he's provided with? How are they going to be used into this thing? That is sort of kind of what we're going to experience. I'm not going to tell you anything beyond this point, because I would love if everybody that has not seen the game, go and see the game as unspoiled as you can ever do it, because it is such a journey. It is such an amazing, suspenseful, unusual, kind of, you know, funny thriller. It has a dark, twisted humor that I'm really fond of, and you never know where we're gonna go next. Especially when we have a mysterious woman that is included into this thing, Christine, played by Karen Anger. And how she fits into this, we shall see. I love Michael Douglas in this movie. He's pitch perfectly casted in this movie, and the journey that we go on with him is really great, and his character arc is absolutely splendid. There is arguably a lot of exposition that this movie starts with, but you have to get this avalanche of exposition out of the way so we understand who Nicholas Van Orton is. He is a rich asshole who has no time for anybody else and is only interested in money. One of very, very few criticisms I do have with this movie is the fact that it takes a little bit of time for this movie to get started, but once it gets started, once the ball is rolling, there is no stopping this thing. The pace just picks up, and it is such an amazing journey that we go through. There is, you know, things here that reminds you of The Sting and Wall Street and North by Northwest and Vertigo, even Wizard of Oz. It is kind of the ultimate Alfred Hitchcock movie in a sense. We have a Clark Gable type of a character, we have a mysterious blonde, we have San Francisco, and we have a mystery that we, are going to solve. When we are, with them on this thriller-like adventure, it's going to be twists and turns, and there's going to be loops and hoops, and there's just going to be such a roller coaster ride that will take you to the ending of this movie. And I will say this, I get chills down my spine every time I just think about the fantastic double sledgehammer whammy that comes to you in the end of this movie. It is amazing. It is so cruel. It is so awesome. And I just want to jump up and down every time we're approaching this thing. It is not quite on the level of The Usual Suspects or The Prestige or, one of the all-time greats when it comes to these fantastic twists in the end things, but it is just below it. It is a movie I can watch over and over and over again, and I've seen this movie so many times, and I knew this movie inside out. I can, almost recreate it in my brain, scene by scene, line by line, but I can still watch it and I can still see something new and exciting every time I watch it. My favorite sequence in the entire movie, however, is the sequence when Nicholas goes to Christine's apartment and he discovers something. And we discover what he discovers at the same time as he does it. And it is so cleverly written and it's so cleverly made. There is just him and the sequence. There is no dialogue, there is just music, and we are allowed to realize, oh, I know what's going on here. It's so great. It is a very entertaining thriller, and the suspense level just cranks up all the time, and once we get to the end of this thing, I am extremely dangerous right now. This is a movie I think every man, woman and child, maybe not child, but every man and woman should have seen at least once and experience a thriller that is a little bit different from the usual 90s thrillers, but it is so great. And considering how fantastic the other of David Fincher's movies are, and the fact that I'm putting this one as one of his top 5 easily, should tell you something about exactly how fantastic this movie is. Great acting, great writing, great cinematography. I kind of wish that they could have made the San Francisco setting a little bit more, vital to the movie's story. We do have the thing with the cab, which, gets you a little bit of the San Francisco feel, but I kind of wish that they could have used the mood of San Francisco a little bit more like they did in Vertigo. Another great thing about this movie is the fact that you are slowly getting about as paranoid as Nicholas Van Orton is, because there are sequences in this movie that probably has nothing to do with the game itself. It is almost like they are unwilling participants who sort of, that guy is kind of crazy. What is going on here? The guy in the bathroom stall is a pretty good example. Was that a part of the game, or was it not part of the game? Or is there a game at all? It is so great. That is one of the best aspects of this entire thing. And the icing on the cake, the fantastic atmosphere and the fantastic soundtrack. And add to that the ending, which is a conclusive ending. There is no hinting of a, sequel baiting, or, well, what if this was so, or what if that was, stuff like that. It is just the ending of this movie. I just love this movie so much. I have to underline how much I love this movie, and hopefully, if you've never seen it before and you see it, you will love it as much as I do. One thing that I wish that they would have done in this movie is to have, the beginning of the movie with the birthday party and the suicide thing to be explained to us via a voiceover. And we could also have had, the credits roll during this thing, because that is a slow and uninteresting part of the movie that I think this movie didn't need and felt unnecessary. Anyway, that is the only thing I don't like about this movie. Everything else is absolutely super duper. And I give the game 97 points. It is one of my favorite movies from the second greatest movie year of all time, 1997, and it is one of the greatest 90s thrillers of all time, with one of my favorite twists of all time. What else do you want from a movie? Go and see it right now. So have you seen the game? Do you agree with that it is one of the best movies from David Fincher? Do you think that it is one of the greatest twists of all time? Comment below and I'll see you next time from Well So and So reviewing, well, such and such. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much.